Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to your 2023 12-month forecast. This is going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Since we're doing the whole year, we're going to incorporate the Venus energy as well. So I'm going to pull a card for each month, and we're going to see what awaits our lovely Virgo collective in the coming year. January, please. Please show us February, March, please. All right. April, May, June, please. July, please. August, September, October, November, and December, please. All right. The way your cards shuffled, there might be some kind of crossroads for you Virgos in March and then again in July. We'll see. We'll see what cards come up. But based on the way they popped up, it gives me a feeling, in a sense, there may be some decisions you're going to have to make. So there could be kind of like it's not definite. It depends on what choice you make, like a choose your own adventure kind of ordeal. We'll see what the cards have to say, but that's the vibe I'm getting just based on the way that they came out. All right, so January for the Virgo collective, and I'm going to move you all just a teensy bit closer. January for the Virgo collective, the first card we have coming up here is the King of Swords. So some of you could be dealing with an air sign person, sun, moon, or rising. I'm not going to say Venus simply because it's not a major arcana card. And for me in my readings, typically I feel that if it's Venus, it's going to be major arcana card. I can't explain it. It's just the way that I read, and readers have different ways that they read. But I would say sun, moon, or rising. Some of you could be dealing with the air sign person. If you have air sign placements, you might be focusing on getting matters in order in those areas of your life. Like you may be getting those houses or those areas of your life organized. Or like accomplishing certain goals in those aspects of your life. The King of Swords energy is also coming in with like the master of negotiation. So you may be making deals. You may be wheeling and dealing in January, Virgo. You may be coming into making arrangements, making agreements. The great thing about the King of Swords, excuse me. The great thing about the King of Swords is the King of Swords energy is the master of negotiation, the master mediator. King of Swords is great about finding the win-win solution in a situation. So some of you may be coming into 2023 where you're like, this is what I want to make happen this year. And maybe there's certain people that you're going to have to deal with or work with to make that happen. And so King of Swords is reminding you that you're going to have the best outcome if you go into the situation using logic and facts versus using emotion, right? If you go to confront somebody about what you want for them to give you something or promote you or give you a raise or move or whatever it might be. You might just be having to talk to somebody about what you're wanting to do. And if you go in with the energy of, it's not fair, I always do this and I do this for you and I do that for you, and like it's not fair, you could be 100% correct that it's not fair. You could be 100% correct that you do all of these things and it would be nice if they did something for you. Unfortunately, the way that human nature is, sometimes people hear that and they shut down. They don't want to hear it. So your best bet here, the way that you're going to be able to get what you want, is to help this person understand how this is going to benefit them. Here's the positive effect it's going to have for you if you work with me and you give me what I'm asking for. And then they're like, oh, okay. So you have to approach it with like, what's in it for them? kind of dynamic here in some situations that some of you Virgos are going to be dealing with in January. Now, your next card here for February is a major arcana card, and it is the Death card. So, if you have Scorpio placements, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or those areas of your life. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio that might be a significant soulmate, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Keep in mind that soulmates come into our life in all areas and aspects of our life. It's not always romantic, but there could be something very significant in dealing with a Scorpio, or something very significant happening for you in your Scorpio placement. Like really significant, like a big crossroads or a big change, a big shift. Some of you may be negotiating with a Scorpio. Some of you may be negotiating with a Scorpio or coming to an agreement with a Scorpio about how things are going to be moving forward. But Scorpio aside, the Death card is about transitions. It's about the old cycles ending and new things beginning. The thing about the Death card is something is ending so that something new can begin. So some of you may be finalizing agreements. Some of you may be finding ways of getting out of agreements. Maybe some of you are finding a way to get out of a contract or a lease because it's time to go somewhere else or do something else. Maybe some of you are finalizing or figuring out a divorce so that you can move on with your life. There could be these cases or these sense for some of you where things are being wrapped up, things are being finished so you can move forward with a clean slate. There is also a sense with the Death card of like ego death. So you may be you may be seeing a lot of the programming that you've experienced in your lifetime falling away, and like having to get to know yourself, your true self, right? And like what you truly want. I feel, Virgo, that some of you are going to be making a big change in the beginning of the year. I'm just going to be very honest with you and take it with a grain of salt. It's going to disappoint some people in your immediate circle and your family. It's going to disappoint them greatly because they have like this different idea for you. Like, this is what's going to be the perfect future for Virgo. This is what's going to make Virgo happy, right? And you're doing something very different because you're realizing what they want for you isn't making you happy. And you're going to go for what's making you happy. And there's going to be people in your life who just are not, they're disappointed. I'm just getting a strong sense of disappointment. But you have to be ready for that. And you have to be okay with that. That, you know what, they don't get it. They don't understand, and it's okay. They don't have to get it. They don't have to understand it. They don't have to be excited about it. What's important is that this is what's good for me. This is what's going to be my best life and what's going to be happy. And it's going to be way better than if I force myself to live out their plan for me and then for me to be miserable. So some of you may be realizing that or seeing that. And the agreements may be to things moving forward. There could be certain things or certain aspects about your life that you may have close friends or close family say, well, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to talk about this, or I don't want to talk about that. Or I don't want you bringing this into the house when you come to visit, or whatever it might be. There could be this kind of negotiations for some of you with close friends or close family, because you may be going in a very different direction in your life that they don't get it. They don't understand it. I feel, Virgo, that this Death card is like, they're looking at you like Virgo's gone. Like, this isn't my Virgo. This isn't the Virgo that I knew. And it's not that you changed. You just let the programming fade away. You just deprogrammed. You came into who you always were. and all of the things that they've been telling you like to work against. You just came into like, this is who I was when I was born. This is who I automatically am. This is the real me. So you're just going to have to give people time to get used to that. You're going to have to give them time to like understand that, and be okay with the fact that not everybody's going to understand your choices and your taste and the things that make you happy, and you have to be okay with that. The next card that's coming up here for the Virgo collective is another major arcana card. And it happens to be the Judgment card. What did I tell you all about March? I said I felt like there was going to be some kind of crossroads. And the Judgment card is a pretty big crossroads. That's if we were going to say crossroads, Judgment card would be definitely a crossroads card. Now, it is major arcana. Major arcana cards are going to come up anytime it's a significant new chapter in our life. It's a defining moment. It's things directly connected to things we came here to experience, things we came here to master. So they're really big times in our life. And when I get major arcana cards that come in back to back, it tells me big changes and big shifts in a short period of time. So with this Judgment card energy, my darling, some of you are coming into the energy where you are going to be having to make big life choices, big life decisions about the direction that you're going in. And I feel some of you are going to be doing something that's going to be embarrassing to people in your current circle who are close, or your current family, because it's very against like what they're used to. So maybe you're putting yourself out there in a way that's embarrassing. Maybe you're getting into like your creative endeavors, and maybe you're doing art, and maybe something about that is embarrassing to them because you're being very real and very genuine, or you're creating art about topics that they're uncomfortable with, whether it be paintings or music or film or acting, or whatever it might be, writing. They just might be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're putting that out there. So I feel like there could be something here that you're really putting yourself out there in a way where you're going to have to realize this change is going to make certain people very uncomfortable. But again, because it's the Judgment card, you're feeling called to do it. You're feeling guided to do it. Some of you may be getting very, very involved in certain causes and becoming very outspoken about those causes, in helping certain demographics of people, or about certain beliefs you have politically or spiritually or religiously. You may be becoming very outspoken about these things, and it could be making some people uncomfortable. They don't know how to process it. They don't know how to handle it. I do feel also, Virgo, especially if you have Scorpio placements, something is going to happen in March where some of you are finding yourself in an elevated position. So this could be at work. Maybe like you're getting some kind of promotion or something that's giving you a lot of power. Maybe you're doing something in your life where all of a sudden you have a platform. All of a sudden you have a public platform. Maybe you're finding like something went viral in your social media, or you're becoming like known around a certain community or group or cause. Like you might be some kind of a spokesperson or something. But you're going to have a platform, you're going to have power, and you're going to have an opportunity to do some real damage to certain people who maybe have been unfair to you in your lifetime. Like really, really, really stick it to them. And you're going to have to pause, and you're going to have to think. You're going to have to do some self-reflection here and really ask yourself, do I want to come down on this person or these people? Do I want to do this? And if I'm doing it, why am I doing it? Am I doing it from ego, for just some sweet, delicious revenge? Or is there something beneficial? Or is there a reason why this is going to be beneficial to do this? Is it helping anybody? Is it blessing and furthering the greater good? Or am I doing it from a place of ego? Whatever your circumstances, whatever your situation is, it's going to be up to you how you want to proceed. But you are going to have that opportunity to just absolutely destroy or humiliate a certain person or certain people. And again, it's choose your own adventure. It's choose your own adventure, what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Your next card here for April is the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is successful self-employment. It's financial independence. It's mastery over anxiety, fears, and worries. It is, I did say successful self-employment. This is also a card that sometimes comes up when I see it come up when we're being examined from afar. We know we're being examined, but the person that's examining us or watching us isn't taking steps to work with us or talk to us. So this could be like in a work situation. You may notice that your supervisor is really kind of paying attention to you very closely. It could be in a personal situation. You might meet someone and you feel there's a bit of a connection, and you kind of sense that they're like keeping tabs on you, or they're paying attention to your stuff, or they're kind of like, you have little telltale signs that they're lurking on your social media or whatever it is. But like when you smile or try to like engage with them, they may just kind of brush you off or not open up, and you're like, what in the heck? Sometimes the Knight of Pentacles comes up because somebody is examining you and watching you, and they have the intention of moving forward with you in some way. So like maybe your supervisor wants to give you like more significant opportunities or move you up or promote you. Like you've kind of impressed them. They might have that in their mind that they want to move you up and like teach you some new things. In a personal situation, that person maybe wants to date you. Maybe they see you as like a significant potential for like a future partner. But they're keeping a distance because they're trying to figure out, like, are you for real? Like, Virgo seems a little too good to be true. I want to see if Virgo can be consistent. I want to see if this is who Virgo really is. Like, who is Virgo when Virgo thinks nobody's looking, kind of thing. And so there's a sense here or a feeling here in terms of like kind of getting an idea and of like your character. Like they're wanting to know about your character. Who are you as a person before they move forward with you? I'm also getting intuitively the vibe. Some of you might be in a relationship with someone that you really like, and that you really feel like this is it. This is my person. Like you might be feeling very convinced this is the person that you're going to end up with. And they may be just kind of, I don't want to say distant, but they might be like, you know, like I've been fooled before. I just kind of want to be sure like that this is going to be consistent over time. They may not seem as outwardly as convinced as you, but I would feel like they feel like you're checking off all the boxes, but they're just like, is this for real or are you faking? I'm going to give this time and see. I also feel that for those of you who are in the situation and seeing somebody, they may be taking you around friends and family. Maybe they don't trust their judgment, and they're wanting to take you around friends and family early on, because they want that feedback. You know, like, are you seeing red flags that I'm not seeing? Are you seeing anything about this person that reminds you of my previous partners or previous relationships? So they may be taking you around friends and family because they want that feedback. They want those opinions. And you may be like, I like these people. They're really cool. They're really great. And you might be feeling they're kind of standoffish. Like you might feel like they're not letting you in. They're not like, you know, like with these open arms, you know, and you might be kind of, oh, they don't like me. But I feel it's more like whatever's happening with this person has maybe gotten fooled a lot of the times in the past with people that seemed like great people. And those same people may have fooled the family to seem like they were great people. And it may have happened several times that the family is like, let's just make sure this is for real. Let's make sure this one sticks before, we go opening up our hearts and opening up our arms. As long as you are who you're presenting yourself to be, the relationship is going to be fine. The relationship is going to be great. It's going to progress. It's going to move forward. This person's going to know that they want to make a life with you. Their family is going to be cool with you and embrace you and accept you. But I just feel you're dealing with someone who's really been fooled, and they're just, they're still a little tender from the wounds that they've recovered from. And so there's like this caution. One more thing I want to say about the Nine of Pentacles before I move on to the next card. This is also a card that comes up for me when we're having mastery over anxiety. So you may be picking up some things in 2023 that you tried to do in the past, but they failed. Because anxiety got the best of you. The monkey mind, the worry, the problems in your personal life made it so hard to focus that your endeavors didn't succeed because you couldn't focus on them. But you're having mastery over your anxiety, you're having mastery over your insecurity, that you can try these things again, and this time around it's going to work out. This time around it's going to be successful. The next card that's coming up here for the Virgo collective, and I believe we are in May. Let me double check here. Yes, we are in May. So the card coming up here for May is another major arcana card, the Hanged Man. So remember how I said things might be going slow? This is also a good time for you to check in with yourself. Like, do you really want this? What are some ways that you might want more from the situation? Or what are some things you might want to tweak? The Hanged Man comes up when there's a bit of a pause or a bit of a standstill, because our angels and guides are trying to give us time to see something that perhaps maybe we've been missing or we haven't been realizing. And so with the Hanged Man card, it's like this cosmic timeout. Like the universe is putting you on a timeout. Not because you've been naughty. It's not about punishing you. But it's about giving you time to see the things that you've been missing. So May is going to be a good time to make time to like sit and like kind of go within and do some self-reflection and do some prayer and do some meditation and just open up and say, okay, guides, okay, angels, help me to see the things that are important for me to see right now that I haven't seen, that I haven't taken into consideration, so I can be best equipped to be happy moving forward in my life and in my future and the things that I'm working on and where I'm putting my energy. So it could be a good time for reflection. I also see this come up because you may be getting unblocked, where you're going to have a lot of things you've been manifesting begin to come through the pipeline, so to speak. But some of these things are outdated, but you're still kind of automatically on autopilot, putting it out into the universe. Some of these things are current, but you're wanting to manifest them because you think it's going to make you feel a certain kind of way. And your angels and guides know it's not going to make you feel that way. Like you're going to get it and you're going to be like, oh, it's not what I thought it was going to be. And you might be kind of like a little disappointed with it. So your angels and guides are giving you some time to figure that out, because the law of attraction, it's going to come in. So this is the time for you to double check your order. Do I really want this? This is the time for you to double check yourself. What are you putting out there into the universe? What are you putting out there on some of your autopilot thoughts? What are the things you're currently asking for? What do you think it's going to bring into your life? What are some other ways that you might get that or feel that way? Are you trying to manifest the how versus manifest the thing? So it's a good time for reflection in May and kind of like awakening in like how you want to do things or how you want to move forward. I also feel those of you who are involved in more spiritual modalities or really focused on your spirituality may be re-evaluating your spiritual beliefs in terms of the modalities you want to be involved with, maybe even the spiritual teams that you're choosing to work with or open up to. Some of you may be distancing yourself from certain teachers. Some of you may be distancing yourself from certain ideologies. Some of you may be doing some reflection here as far as like where you are right now in your spiritual relationship and what it is that you believe. The next card that's coming up here for the Virgo collective for June is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups can be disappointment, but we just talked about that Hanged Man energy, and that if we do that, we can avoid disappointment, because some of you are going to be disappointed in that you've manifested things that you thought were going to be a certain way and then they weren't. And you're like, oh, I thought this was going to be different, and it's not necessarily bad. Oh, this is not the Five of Cups, this is the Four of Cups. Well, okay, you don't like what's coming in. You're not happy with what's come in, right? So maybe it's not disappointment, but it's like, I guess, like you're like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. And so we were talking about that with the Judgment card, that some things are going to be manifested, some things are coming in, and now here the cup is coming in, and you're like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. I had something different in my mind. So we have an opportunity to avoid this Four of Cups energy, to kind of alter what's happening in June, if we can take some time for reflection in May with the things I just said about the Judgment card. Now, the Four of Cups is not necessarily bad, because the Four of Cups is also, like for me in my readings, raising the bar, where you're realizing you deserve more. Like you may have manifested certain things, but you manifested it in very limited thinking, very bare bones thinking, right? It's kind of like saying, oh, I can't wait until I find a job where, they don't forget to pay me. I don't have to chase them down for my paycheck, and then I don't have to double check my paycheck to make sure they got it right and there aren't like missing hours on it, and then wait forever for them to fix it, and where they don't yell at me and have me do shady stuff. Like, that's all bare minimum stuff. If you're working, the bare minimum that they can do is pay you on time and pay you correctly. That is the bare minimum a job can do for you, and to give you a safe and comfortable working environment. So it's that, like, you might be like, I'm manifesting some bare minimum stuff. Maybe in your personal life there's some things, or you just maybe manifesting some bare minimum stuff, and then Four of Cups comes up where you're like starting to realize, I want more, I deserve more, and so you're raising the bar, and now you're coming into manifesting the spice and the seasoning and the flavor and the cherry on top. Now I'm getting a really interesting message intuitively that kind of gave me chills. It came up while I was talking about raising the bar, and I was like, okay, well, it gave me chills while I was talking about that. Waiting to get to this message. This is the first time I can ever recall having this message come into a reading, ever. And it's the first time I can recall like having this kind of vibe come in around the Four of Cups. There's the Greek mythology of Narcissus. I think it's where we get like the word narcissist from, where this person like starved themselves and perished because they couldn't stop staring in the mirror because they were so beautiful. I feel something is happening here with some of you Virgos, where good things are coming into your life, but you're losing sight of it because you're very focused or transfixed on something very superficial. I don't know if you're like falling madly in love with somebody's appearance, with like somebody's looks, and other things in your life are falling by the wayside, or if you're becoming overly concerned with your physical appearance, that you're not you're not nurturing or growing in other aspects of yourself. If that is the case, I feel some of you are going to receive some feedback from people around you, and you might take it as, oh, well, you're just being jealous. you just can't handle all this new Virgo, right? So some of you might kind of feel like this is coming in with like a way of jealousy, but it's not. I think there could be people who are like trying, like they care about you, and they're trying to say, Virgo, like you have good things happening, you have success coming in, you're looking great, but like don't forget about other stuff, or don't forget about other aspects of life, or don't forget about other aspects of your relationship. I feel like Virgo might be tempted to see it as like, you're not happy for me. And I don't think it's that. I think some of you are getting so caught up in something that you may be forgetting or neglecting certain aspects of your life or your relationship. And when people are being vocal, I don't think it's because they want you to give up your success or give up your progress. They're just saying, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about this. Like make time for this. Very interesting message. Next card coming up here. And I believe this is July. Let me double check here. July, August, September, October. Yep, no, December. Okay. So July. July, we have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is when we feel something is missing and we go off to search for it. But Eight of Cups comes up in a really specific way for me in my reading. So in a big way, this is really good news that the Eight of Cups is coming up for the Virgos. Eight of Cups comes up for me in my readings a lot of the times when you might be seen as a bit of an overachiever. Like you put a goal in your mind and you don't rest until you achieve that thing. And people might look at you like you're lucky, like things just work out for you. You're lucky. They don't realize how hard you work. But with the Eight of Cups, it comes up for me to say that you're going to manifest, or you're not even manifest. You're going to work hard towards a goal, and you're going to achieve that goal through your hard work. And you're going to get all the things that you're trying to manifest. And then you're going to say, I'm really proud of myself that I have this. I'm happy that I have this. But it didn't make me feel the way I thought it was going to make me feel. And so it's because we tried to manifest the how. We didn't manifest the thing. We tried to manifest the thing we thought was going to get something or make us feel a certain way. And so then we start to think, okay, well, maybe I focused on the wrong thing. Maybe I'm going to really have this fulfillment when I accomplish X, Y, and Z instead, right? The danger with this is now we begin living a life where happiness and fulfillment is constantly tied to the next goal. There's this emptiness and there's this void that you're trying to fill up with accomplishment and productivity. And you're saying, oh, I'm going to be happy and fulfilled when I reach a really healthy level and my body is very healthy and I look a certain way. I'm going to be very happy and fulfilled when my career or my business is bringing in X amount of dollars and I'm doing all of these wonderful things for other people and I'm paying it forward. These all might be very wonderful goals that you have. They might be terrific goals that you have. But there's a void and you're trying to fill it up with productivity. And because you're being so productive, people don't realize and you don't realize that you're trying to fill a void, because you're not doing it in a destructive way, because you're not trying to fill that void with things that people view as low vibrational or destructive. People think you're doing something good. You think you're doing something good. But the Eight of Cups for me comes up to say that this fulfillment and this happiness that you're seeking is going to come through your spiritual connection. It's going to come through your spiritual connection. So it's like your angels and guides are saying, Virgo, you're working so hard for all this stuff and you're going to get it. You're going to achieve it. But it's going to be really heartbreaking for us to stand by and see you unable to enjoy the fruits of your labor because something still feels missing. And you can avoid that. You can avoid that because when you focus on the spiritual connection and make sure that that is in place, you're going to be able to feel full and satisfied with your accomplishments. You're going to be able to enjoy them and feel good about it and feel love. Some of you Virgos, maybe like you've gone through life, like I know people love me, I know people care about me, but I can never seem to feel that love. I can never, like my mind knows they love me, but I can never seem to feel that they love me. And this Eight of Cups, working this through and being in the spiritual connection is going to help that change and shift to where you do feel the love. It's not just that you know that they love you, you feel that they love you. And it's in the spiritual connection. So, don't lose sight of the things that matter, chasing accomplishments to fill the void. Fill the void, and you're going to be very satisfied with your accomplishments, and you're going to be able to enjoy all the good things and the good people that you've called into your life and the good circumstances and relationships that you've called into your life. Do things to be in your sense of Zen. Do things to keep your relationship with your higher power fresh, right? It's like a marriage. People are married for, 20, 25, 30 years, sometimes even 2 years or 3 years. And things can get very mundane and they got to do things to liven it up once in a while. So maybe you need to keep your spiritual routine fresh. Maybe you need to incorporate some different elements into it. But anything that you can do to keep that relationship fresh and active and connected so that you can, feel like you're able to enjoy what's coming and not constantly be chasing the next thing and then losing sight of all the wonderful things that you've worked for and that you've called in. The next card that's coming up here for the collective, and this is August, this is the Seven of Cups. And so Seven of Cups can be a card that comes in when we have a lot of different ideas. We're not sure what to focus on. We're not sure what to do. And I feel the Seven of Cups is a warning for Virgo. Again, I feel like it's like a choose your own adventure. You might not have to experience this confused Seven of Cups feeling if you are sure not to take on more than you can handle, and if you don't bite off more than you can chew. I can't remember what other sign it was that got the message that I'm getting for you right now that I'm about to share with you. Maybe you can let me know in the comments if you're watching your different placements or if you're watching the different signs for your friends and loved ones. I don't know if it was Leo or somebody else. Excuse me. But I'm getting like the sense of Icarus. I don't know what it's with all the mythology. We went from Narcissus to Icarus now. So Icarus made these wings out of feathers and wax and sticks and all kinds of things. And he began to fly. And it was so fun. And he felt so good about it. And he started to get really confident. And he began to fly higher and higher. And they told him, careful, Icarus, careful, like, you're flying too high, you're getting too high. And he didn't listen. And he kept going higher and higher and higher. He got too close to the sun. It melted the wax. And Icarus met his demise. I'm getting that feeling in the vibe here with this Seven of Cups. I don't know what is going on in this Virgo energy. I think maybe some of you have been blocked for a very long time. You're coming into 2023. You're unblocked. Big things are happening. And you're like, more. And it's like, okay, you need to relax. You need to relax. Keep it simple. Simplify. Don't take on too many things. Life is not a race. You might be very inspired. You might have a lot of really big ideas. You don't have to get them all done in 2023. You don't have to get them all done in July or August. You have a lifetime to tackle and take on these different ideas and these different projects. So try to avoid the temptation of overproductivity. For some of you, this could be happening because you're finding yourself aligned with such high vibrational people. Or maybe you're manifesting a relationship with someone that, like, for the first time in your life, lets you be who you are and, like, believes in you and encourages you. And you're just taking off like a rocket. And, like, it's like, hold on, relax. You don't have to do everything right now. Take a moment to enjoy the things that you've manifested. Take a moment to enjoy the fruits of your labor currently and your current manifestations, and then you can do this other stuff over time. It doesn't all have to happen right now. Otherwise, we spread ourselves too thin and nothing is going to be, quality. The next card that's coming up here, I believe this is September. Let me double check. September, October, November, December. Sure is. Another major arcana card, and I'm peeking. I got a little curious because you've had several major arcana cards coming back to back. And I'm telling you now through the rest of the year, September, October, November, December, every card except for one is a major arcana card. So the end of 2023 is going to be very busy. It's going to be very, very roller coastery for you in terms of confidence and big changes in a short period of time. Okay? Buckle up, buttercup, end of 2023 for the Virgo collective. So, but it's good. It's good. And look at this. For September, we have you. We have Virgo. So when I'm reading for somebody and their major arcana card comes up, it tells me everything you're dealing with at that time, in that circumstance, is directly connected to you coming into your full authenticity, your full authentic self, and taking back your power. So it's shaking off the scheduling, I don't know why I said scheduling. That's interesting. Maybe you're feeling you're under somebody else's scheduling. Maybe it's like in your mind, oh, you're gonna be this many years old. Oh, you have to have a house by now. Oh, you're this years old. Oh my gosh, you gotta hurry up and pop out some babies. Like when I said scheduling, I'm sure there's a reason for that, and that goes with the authenticity. Shaking off that scheduling, shaking off that programming, other people's ideologies, other people's timelines that have been put into your head, like this is how you're supposed to be. Don't be this way, be this way. You're too much this way. You're not enough that way. You're shaking all of that off and you're coming into the authentic self. And you're realizing the things about you that you thought were defects or negative aspects of yourself are actually very wonderful, positive tools when you apply them productively. It's living your best life unapologetically without worries or concerns about what other people think. You're like, this is what makes me happy. I don't care if it fits in with somebody else's narrative. I don't care if it fits in with somebody else's idea of success or love or happiness. Because you know what? For me, it's success. For me, it's love. For me, it's happiness. I don't need the approval of somebody else for that. And so there's this sense of being in your power, being in your authenticity, and living your best life unapologetically without concerns or worries of the thoughts and opinions of others. Hermit card can also be strong spiritual energy. Some of you may be really fully stepping into the role of spiritual teacher or leader. You may be teaching or leading others. You may be coming across a significant spiritual leader or teacher that is guiding you and directing you. The Hermit card is oftentimes associated with kind of going within, withdrawing, like kind of being alone, But it does have a message for me in romantic relationships, which I'll get to here in just a moment. It's sometimes associated with like withdrawing from the world, kind of like going within. But even then, I've experienced the energy of this card in the way where you're kind of withdrawing, recharging, restoring your energy. The best way I can describe it is little caterpillar went and, did all of its work and, filled itself up and went into the cocoon and it's resting. And in that resting phase and just resting from everything it's been through, just simply being in that stillness, in that quiet, in its isolation, it's growing its wings. The most powerful, beautiful change is happening. Then when it comes out into the cocoon, that butterfly is going to go places and see things the caterpillar could never even have dreamed of. And so with the Hermit, it's like you're kind of withdrawing, you're energizing, you're resting up, you're having some epiphanies, some revelations, and then you're coming out into the world, this bright, shining light. And so you may be guiding others. You may be, coming into, finding a teacher in this new phase or energy that you're in. In a love relationship, the Hermit is very significant for me. I know it's oftentimes seen as a card of like isolation, but for me in a love reading, the Hermit card tells me you're dealing with a partner where you all are mirrors for one another. And you have had very similar life experiences, and you have been wounded in very similar places in very similar ways. It's like your lives parallel each other. Your experiences parallel each other. So you see yourself in them, and they see themselves in you. And you're holding up a mirror to one another. Here's all the places where you're hurt. Here's all the places that need healing. And you're relating to it. You're like, oh my gosh, me too. Oh my gosh, me too. And so I feel that there can be really significant healing happening in a love relationship for some of you, with someone that's going to really get you or understand you because they've had a very similar path or a very similar experience. This is like a soulmate that is mirroring you. So it could be a divine masculine, a divine feminine. Some people like to use the terminology twin flame. I don't like to use that word because I feel it's very misused, and twin flames do exist, but it's more of two people that are coming together for spiritual work. And I think if most people knew what a twin flame really was, they wouldn't want it. They would want more of like a forever soulmate, or like a divine masculine or a divine feminine. But you can use whatever word you want to use. I'm not here to control your vocabulary, but this could be a very significant relationship in this way. Now, your next card here for October is another major arcana card that not every deck has, and it's called the Well. This deck has this major arcana card, the Well. The Well is going to be a time in a crossroads where you're needing to spend time in nature. You're needing to connect with earth energy. You may be choosing to be near mountains, or you may be manifesting like moving to somewhere where there's a lot of like hills and trees, like a mountainous place. Maybe you're taking a trip to the mountains. And I'm feeling this very specifically in this energy and in this card, because I'm getting like a flash or a memory of something I recently experienced. And so I feel that energy or that vibe, Virgo, that some of you are going to really feel like you want to be around that kind of scenery, that kind of like geographical location where like maybe you love the beach, maybe you love the ocean, but you're like, I need to be in the mountains. Or maybe you really love going out to the desert, but there's just something where you're like, I need the hills and the mountains and the trees and the lakes. So some of you may be manifesting like a home, or moving or relocating to a region like that, or you may be taking a trip into that kind of area. But that aside, the Well is going to be about spending time in nature and receiving ideas, receiving epiphanies, inventions, even sometimes coming up with ideas for inventions, or coming up with ideas of things you're wanting to create or put out into the world. And you're going to be feeling that energy as you're connecting with nature. There's like a strong Queen of Pentacles vibe for me with this card. And so for me, when the Queen of Pentacles comes up in a reading, physical self-care is crucial for you. Making sure you're getting good quality rest, good quality sleep, good quality food, taking care of your body, pampering your body, being in the physical comforts, the physical pleasures is going to be very grounding and opening you up to receive. And in this sense, it's helping your mind to open up and to receive ideas and things that you're wanting to do moving forward. So lots of inspiration and lots of time in nature. The next card that's coming up here for the Virgo collective for the month of November, another major arcana card, is here, the Magician. And this is Gemini and Virgo energy. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini or a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. That might be a significant soulmate in this process. Some of you could be having big changes and big shifts in your life where you have Gemini placements, or wherever your Virgo placement might be. There could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in November in those houses or areas of your life. The Magician card is about manifesting. It's seeing through the illusion, seeing through the smoke and mirrors, and creating in your life, as above, so below, calling things and manifesting things. You may be seeing a lot of signs at this time, repeating angel numbers, spirit animal messengers. It's just universe saying, hey, you're manifesting very fast right now. Your thoughts are becoming reality at a very fast pace right now. So make sure you're focused on where you want to go, on what you're wanting to call in, because it's manifesting very quickly. You may find that you're like this master of manifesting in 2023. So it's like, keep focused on what you want, because your thoughts are really becoming reality here. I feel here there's also something here with your hands. Doing something with your hands, creating with your hands. So I feel like there's like some level of tinkering. Some level of like tinkering or creating things with your hands. So I don't know if you're getting into like sculpting, or like doing sculptures as like a hobby or as a curiosity, and then you're realizing, wow, I'm really good at this. I didn't realize I had this talent. You may be discovering that you're very good at sculpting, creating things with your hands. Maybe you're like making like models or jewelry or something. But I just feel like your hands shaping very intricate little details, very intricate little lines and curves and dips, and I just see like very delicate working. One of the signs got in their weekly forecast recently doing something with their hands, but it felt to me more like building. I don't feel like you're building. I feel like you're doing like very ornate little detail kind of stuff. And it might be something that you're feeling guided to do just as like an interest, or like just something that's pulling you as a passion project, but it may very well become another source of income. And I'm saying another source of income because you already have other things going on. It's just kind of like another side thing that happens to be bringing you money. That's just kind of a hobby. Like you like doing it, but now it's opening up another stream of income for some of you. Now, this is really interesting. Your card for December is interesting, and I want to pull clarifiers. You have the Knight of Swords. This could be an air sign person. We started with air sign and we ended with air sign. How weird is that? Or how coincidental is that? But it's funny because it's like diminishing, because we went from the King of Swords in January to the Knight of Swords in December. It almost makes me feel like something is coming in full circle. Maybe somebody is feeling jealous or cheated by the agreement that you made in January, because they're seeing what's happened in your life, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, that's not fair, come back, you owe me. That's the feeling and the vibe I'm getting here. It could just be somebody, it could also be something that's being sped up. Something is happening much more quickly than you had anticipated, or than you had planned, like something is happening very fast. But I want to pull clarifiers here and figure out why this is here, because Knight of Swords can be kind of drama energy, disagreements, arguments. So let's pull clarifiers. Why is Knight of Swords here, please? Please show us clarifier here. I'll do it on camera. People always tell me in the comments, shuffle on camera. It doesn't feel real if you're not shuffling on camera. Okay, let's do clarifier 1. Clarifier 2, please, for the Knight of Swords. Clarifier 2, please, for the Knight of Swords. Nope, one single card. Clarifier 2, please. All right. Clarifier 3, please. All right. Let's look at the clarifiers, my darlings. We have... Oh my gosh, we have the Artist. This is another major arcana card that a lot of decks don't have, but this deck does. Ooh, the Moon. And the Seven of Pentacles, Virgo. It's going to be an interesting year, Virgo. It's going to be an interesting year for the Virgo collective. It's funny to me because it just feels... It feels chaotic. Not like in a depressing way or angry way. There's a little bit of drama here, Virgo. I don't know that it's all coming from you, okay? You have some really great people around you. You're manifesting some really great things. But in that process, you may be dealing with a person or persons that might be a little, from time to time, dramatic, okay? We all have things that are great about us. We all have things that maybe rub people the wrong way. And so you may say, well, this person or these people are really great, but sometimes they're a little dramatic. There could be some drama in December. And it could be around work and things that you're working on, ideas that you're getting. I feel, Virgo, that you're very inspired in 2023. And you're going to be doing a lot of really great things. And whatever was happening with that Four of Cups, where I was saying somebody felt left out, this person is going to feel like there's progress and things got better and they're happy, like you didn't forget them. But then coming into December, they're feeling like you're regressing, you're forgetting me again, or you're leaving me out of this. And so there can be some disagreements, some arguments here. It could be somebody that you're working with. Because of the Seven of Pentacles. If it is a romantic partner, then I would say you and your romantic partner are doing something together in terms of working together. And they might feel like you're leaving me out of this. Or you're running off and you're not talking to me about it. You're not asking me about my ideas. And I don't feel like you're being mean, Virgo. I just feel you're so inspired. And you're so motivated and you're just going. And this person's like, you need to include me. You need to think about me. You need to, you're just completely forgetting that I'm even here. And so I feel there can be some conflict in this way with this person. The Artist, much like the Well, is about inspiration and ideas. But it's by going within. Instead of connecting time with, instead of spending time in nature and connecting with nature for inspiration, the Artist goes within for the inspiration. And oddly enough, even though this person might feel like you're leaving them out, it's going to be like you're going to find the inspiration by going within and finding that within yourself, versus getting ideas from other people or like what other people are telling you to do. Maybe this person feels like they have ideas they want you to consider or come together and work on together, and you're just busy with your own stuff. And maybe they're wanting to do something together with you here with the Seven of Pentacles. Moon card could be Pisces or Cancer energy. If you have Pisces or Cancer placements, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or those areas of your life. Or some of you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer here that feels like you need to include me more. You need to include me more. You need to talk to me about stuff. My opinions matter. My opinions are valid. You got to make time for me, kind of thing here. And it might be because it's the Knight of Swords, they might be coming at you in like a bit of a dramatic way, like a bit like kind of a drama or dramatic. But Seven of Pentacles here, I would say that the intentions are good. The intentions are good. They mean well. They want to build. They want to create. This isn't someone who's trying to take anything from you. Maybe they feel like you're not letting me in. You're not letting me help. You're not giving me enough like real estate in your life or in your projects. So Virgo, I feel like you're manifesting some great things and some supportive people. And there could be someone or some people that feel like you're forgetting them in this process. So if you've been single a long time, it could just be that maybe you're learning to adjust to having somebody in your life, right? I know from reading over the past year, a lot of you Virgos have been telling me you've been single a long time. So maybe this is like a wonderful relationship you're coming in, but at the same time, you're learning, hey, there's a person in my life. There's a person around, right? I like, let me include this person in what I'm doing. Like you're learning to incorporate that. And so maybe you need to explain that to this person. Like, I've been alone a long time. I've been single a long time. Like, please don't get offended. I'm learning to get used to having somebody I can ask questions, or I'm getting used to having somebody who wants to help me with stuff. So please be patient. Please don't think I'm doing it on purpose. Just remind me, keep reminding me, and I'm working on it. It's nothing personal against you, but that's like the vibe and the feeling I'm feeling here. You may want to check out your other placements. There is a link in the description that will take you to the 2023 forecast playlist, so it'll be easier for you to find. The other videos, also weekly forecasts and love readings, are linked in the description. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to the scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there, and including your own personal 2023 forecast, where I'll pull a card for each month for you personally. I thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful and safe, happy new year. Take care and be well, my darlings.